Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central and the Insiders UK. On the kitchen table this afternoon we have the anniversary edition of the Karcher Window Vac. This is to celebrate 10 years of the Window Vac. It originally came out in 2008. If you haven't come across a Window Vac before, it's designed to replace this with something a bit more modern and really something that doesn't leave water dribbling all over the floor. So let's take a quick look inside the box. It's a nice little presentation box. Really just goes through kind of like the history of the Window Vac, the different models. As I say, originally came out in 2008 up to today, 2018. Bit of information just about the product. So it'll clean 105 square meters per battery charge. That's about 35 minutes of work, and that's a lot of windows. Okay, well look, let's get the box open and we shall see what's inside the box. Okay, right, so I'm just going to move this out of the way. So there's a few accessories I think in here. So what have we got here? And we've got a charger. Let's get this out of the packet. There we go. No, we've got. So here's the Window Vac itself. So got the water. That's going to, when it kind of like hoovers up all the water, it goes in there, and I think it'll pop out there. That's it. You can pour it away once pour the dirty water away. Got a few bits of bump there, and then we've got another blade, and that's pretty much about it. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got. So really we've got two squeegee blades. Got a big one here for the bigger windows, so you can imagine you cleaning the window and then it easily just pops off to put the smaller blade on. So there's the smaller blade. Turning it on is just a case of pressing the button. Okay, so there's some charge in it, but we'll probably have to get a bit more in before we do anything else. And we've got the power supply, a little charging supply, so we can plug that in. This is, sorry, obviously some kind of proprietary connector. There's no need for a mini or a micro USB. And then we've got the kind of like an applicator for your window cleaning solution. So I'm going to guess something like that goes on here. That's right, okay. And then I'm going to take a punt and say that goes in there. So you've got your window cleaning solution. Obviously, if I was holding it this way, it would all be going over the table. But you put it in there, squirt, squirt, squirt onto the window, wipe, wipe, wipe to get it all nice and clean, and then a bit of window vacuuming to get the water off. Not a bad idea. Okay. So there's a few instructions. They've given us a free sachet of window cleaning detergent. You've got product registration. I think there's a 2-year guarantee with this. Don't quote me on that, just until I get some more of the stuff out. So here's the instructions just for some of the blurb. So yeah, so it takes a little while to charge up by the looks of it. 35 minutes worth of window cleaning time. And some kind of instructions on how to use, yeah, so put the stuff in this thing, yeah. Okay, well look, really, that's about it for now. What we need to do is actually get the thing charged up, find some dirty windows, and get cleaning. Okay, so I guess if you're interested, obviously the list price I think is £100, maybe $99.99, and available from all good Karcher retailers. You might want to check out my other Karcher video for the FC5 floor cleaner. But for now, this is Andrew for Geek News Central and the Insiders UK. Hi, this is Andrew, and we're back with the Karcher 10th anniversary Window Vac. This is going to be the shower cubicle test as well. My boys just had a quick shower in here. So we're going to see how much water the Karcher Window Vac sucks up from the shower. So I'm going to try and keep the mic on, but it could either go very badly wrong. So here we go. So you can see the window's pretty steamy, and I'll close it over as best I can, and we'll do a quick test. Okay, so I've got the two blades here. We'll start with the big one. And then for the smaller one, stop that, just pull this bit off and put the smaller blade on. So now I've got the smaller blade. That fits just very nicely into the gap there. Okay, so let's see about the rest of them. I'll just open this up so you get a better view. So just put the bigger blade back on now. So let's do the rest of the shower. So that's sucking up all the water from the tiles. This would be water that would otherwise have to dry off. I mean, yes, we did kind of used to use a squeegee like this, but this gets it off. And as you can see from the other window, it's streak free. Now I know that doesn't really matter for a shower cubicle, but okay, so just on it, you can kind of see the water is collecting in there, and obviously this being a shower, we can just very easily pour that all down the way. So that's all water that otherwise, if you hadn't used either sucked it off or squeegeed it off, would have been humidifying the shower room. Okay, so that's just a quick shower room test with the Karcher 10th anniversary Window Vac. Hi, this is Andrew, and we're back with testing the Karcher Window Vac. If you're looking at the picture at the moment and thinking, what's it going to clean? All I see are wooden doors. I know the decor's not really that up to date, but anyway, the point is you're actually looking at a mirror, and what we'll be testing out here is the Karcher's ability to give that sort of streak-free finish when it comes to cleaning mirrors, glass, all those kinds of things. So we'll give it a go. Hopefully this works out all right. So let's use that squirty thing to give the mirror okay, so that's the mirror sort of. I'm just going to go over it a couple of times. Oh, there we go. Oops. Okay, so that's it really. I mean, hopefully you still have a nice sparkly view of me and the Karcher Window Vac. So we'll continue our testing and see you in a moment. Hi, we're continuing our testing of the 10th anniversary Karcher Window Vac. We've got a very grubby window here in front of us. You can kind of see some of the smudges and the dirt just beside the window vac, which is outside on the windowsill. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to use the squirty mop accessory and the window vac to give the window a good clean. So I'm going to leave this running from the inside, and I'm going to go outside and clean it from the outside, because I thought it might be a bit more interesting that way. Okay, so no radio mics here, so you'll just see me working away on the outside, and I'll come back in again and give you a heads up once we're done. Okay, well, we're back. Hopefully you get a good view of how the window vac works, the Karcher window vac works. As you'll see, it took me 2 goes. Now, to be fair, I had to have a second go because there was a really stubborn piece of dirt on the window. But the great thing about the window vac is that it sucked all the, if you like, the excess liquid off the window really well. So I could see where the dirty spots were once I'd done the vacuuming, as it were, with the window vac. So I think that's a pretty clean and streak-free window. Okay, on with the testing. Hi, and we're back with what I think is one of the best reasons to get a Karcher window vac. If you haven't seen one, this is a Velux window. They probably have some generic term, but we've got Velux windows. I think they're the ones that most people know them by. There are other brands out there, I know. But they're very popular for roof space conversions. That's what happened here. This was originally just a bungalow, and we've converted upstairs for a couple of extra rooms. But you're probably wondering, how do you clean the outside of the window? Now, Velux have got a very clever mechanism where you unlock it and you can spin the window around. And this locks into place so that you can now clean the window. And you can see it's pretty dirty. It has been raining, so there's an extra bonus here. But the big issue is that when you're cleaning these windows, all the dirt falls in from the inside into the inside of the room when you are cleaning the window. No matter how careful you are, most of the time you have to get a dust sheet out and all this kind of stuff. So I'm actually going to try this to see whether this helps solve the problem of the dirt falling in. It has just been raining, so I'm just going to see whether I can actually vacuum up most of the dirt and the water with the Karcher window vac. So let's go. Okay, well, I'm going to stop it just there. I don't know if you, because of the backlighting, but you can kind of see that in other circumstances you'd be able to see the dirt. You can see a little bit there. So even just without and that's without any kind of detergent at all. I know it's a bit streaky, but I mean, you wouldn't believe how much effort this is normally. So let's give it a squirt with the old detergent. Give it a mop over. And get the window back out again. There's a bit of air, I missed it. Well, turn this off. Well, I'm pretty pleased with that. I mean, under normal circumstances, cleaning the Velux windows is a major chore, whereas I can see that with this kind of thing, with the Karcher window vac, I should say, this is a little job that can be done in 15 minutes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with 6 Velux windows, and you could really whiz around these very quickly without making it into a major piece of work with dust sheets and all this kind of stuff. So that's a big thumbs up there to the Karcher window vac. You can kind of see as well, I'm just going to turn the camera. So this is a children's bedroom, so the decor is to be as expected. So you can really kind of see, there it is, the dirty water that has come off the window. So I'm really pleased with that. And you can also see a bit of the grime along the blade at the top there. Okay, so this is the Karcher 10 years, 10th anniversary window vac. So far, thumbs up all around. Okay, and we're back to wrap up this review of the Karcher Anniversary Edition window vac. We've seen it in use in really 4 scenarios: the shower, the window, the mirror and the Velux window, and I think in all of those the vac performed well. But really the key question is £100 of Karcher Window Vac better than a squeegee and a bit of glass cleaner? So that's really the question we've got to ask ourselves, and let's just review what the Karcher offers over and above the window cleaner and the squeegee. So what do you get? Well, I have to say I was really like this. It's not the fancy electrical vac bit. It's basically a squirter, bottle reservoir with a microfiber cloth. You squirt the window and you wipe the solution around, and I really like that. I'm sure you probably could get that independently of the window vac, but for me that was great, and you can see that, you know, it's definitely earns its keep in terms of getting some of the dirt off. The window vac is out the two blades. Really only use the smaller blade in the shower cubicle to get on that smaller window, rather, the smaller panel of the shower door. Your circumstances may vary depending on your windows. Most of the windows in my house are quite big, so I can use the larger blade in most circumstances. I think the thing that really won the if you like the vac for me was really doing the outside windows and also the upstairs Velux window. In that the issue with doing the windows outside is that doing exterior windows, I think would be the right term, is that it tends to get very wet. You tend not to be using glass cleaner. You tend to be using a bucket with a cloth, and there's a lot of water, a lot of liquid, and especially with the Velux, the issue is that you get the water dripping on you because of the sloped window, and it's dripping inside the house. So from that point of view, the window vac is a huge benefit. You're not getting the water dripping inside the house. Outside, it's less of an issue in the summer, but in the winter, your hands get really cold with all that water over your all that water. Yes, you can wear yellow, marigolds and things like that, but for me, this time of year, as we come into the autumn, being able to go outside, get some cleaning solution on the window, give it the quick vac without having to have water everywhere, that was a big win. Now, Karcher reckon that you can get about 30 minutes worth of use out of the 35 minutes even maybe out of the window vac. I think that's probably about right. I was able to clean 8, I don't know whether you'd call them standard windows, but 8 standard windows plus 3 large glass doors, I think French windows, or French doors rather, within the period, and there was no sign of it running out during that period. I think the risk is that when you're using the vac, you just want to pop it down, so you leave it running, and I think that obviously runs the battery down faster than it needs to be, so you just have to be conscientious and make sure you turn it off when you're not actually vacuuming. What else is there to say about it? Yeah, the charge time is long. I mean, it does take 2 hours pretty much to charge full flat. There is that issue, so you need to make sure that when you start a job, make sure the battery is fully charged. It's very frustrating if you start a job and then it runs out and you go, it's 2 hours before I have to come back to this. So just bear that in mind. Just the other thing I discovered was, yes, it's very easy to change the blade on the Karcher. You just pull this out here, and you obviously pop the other blade in there. The other feature, which isn't really mentioned in the manual, is that if you do get a blockage or anything like that, this top piece comes off, and you can actually then pull the water bottle out. So if you do get a lot of this top piece comes off as well, so if you do get a lot of dirt in there, it's actually quite easy to really give it a rinse out and give it a clean. So that was that. I thought that was a positive for the window vac. If I can just get this back in again, that's it. So everything just clicks back into place very easily. Okay. I think doing the interior mirror door is very easy. You do get a good streak-free finish. I'm not sure that I would be using this on the shower every day. I pretty much think that using the squeegee is pretty much gives you the same effect. You're not really trying to keep the shower door clean. You just really want to get all that excess water off the shower door so that the if you like, the shower room doesn't get too steamy during the day. So not so sure about the benefit of using the window vac in the shower cubicle, but you know, definitely I think on things like the mirrors, the windows, the Velux, it really works well, and I've been quite impressed with it. I've been kind of playing around with this for about a week just to give the context of what I've discovered. So I guess it ultimately comes down to price. I mean, this model currently as it stands is £100. For purposes of disclosure, I received this from the Insiders UK at a reduced price to review it, so just bear that in mind. There are other window vacs on the market. There's the Window Vac 1 from Karcher, which is just currently on offer at £40. There's the Window Vac 2 Plus, which is on offer at, so no, it's not on offer, its price is £65. And there's the Window Vac 5 Premium, which is at £70. And then we've got the anniversary edition here, which is currently £100. So are there any downsides at all? Well, one thing I did find is that obviously this is quite bulky. So sometimes when you're trying to get towards the bottom of a window, you know, you've got the windowsill potentially banging into this, so you perhaps have to just do it sideways. So that's the only real downside I found. Okay, so I think we're coming to the end of this review of the Karcher Anniversary Edition Windows Vac. I've really been quite impressed with it over the week to 10 days that I've been using it with. I've been particularly surprised at the usefulness of the squirter and cloth combination, but really it's the fact that you've got both of them that makes this work really well. You can put the cleaning solution on, you can give it a scrub with the cloth, and then you can remove the dirty water from the window quickly and easily using the if you like, the vac part of it. It's not perfect in every scenario, but I think it really works well with outside windows and with things like Velux windows, where if you aren't careful you get the dirty water from, say, a squeegee type scenario falling into the room. The fact that you can apply the liquid or a minimum of liquid to the window and then remove it with the Windows Vac, the window vac rather, is the big winner for me. Yes, it's useful in other scenarios like mirrors and shower cubicles, but I really don't think that the shower cubicle scenario is more about getting rid of the excess water rather than cleaning ability, and for that the squeegee works just fine. I don't think there's any need to fork out £100 when a £3.99 squeegee from IKEA will work just fine. Ultimately, this comes down to cost, really. I mean, this is £100. There are other versions, as I said. There's the 5 at £70 at the moment. I think you could certainly have a look at that one as well. You do get, I think, a bit of extra cleaning time. I'm not 100% sure on that, but do have a look at the different models and see which suits your price bracket. As I mentioned, did purchase this at a reduced cost as part of the Insiders UK program. So if you're interested, you can go over to Karcher. It's you can type in Karcher as in KARCHER.co.uk if you want to know more about the 10th anniversary window vac. So that's it. This is Andrew for Geek News Central, signing off on the Karcher Window Vac.